With the new 2 Series Gran Tourer, BMW has entered into yet another market niche. BMW is the first luxury car maker in the compact 7-seater all-wheel drive segment. This compact yet spacious layout of the 2 Series Gran Tourer is aimed squarely at families who need the flexible seating and storage capacity, yet still value BMW dynamics and interior amenities that one comes to expect from BMW. In addition, BMW brings many safety features and upscale tech that's missing in this segment. Add in all-wheel drive with its safety and convenience of all-weather capabilities, and BMW has what should be a success on their hands. So we're just coming out of some heavy rain just south of Frankfurt on the A3, and the Autobahn had a lot of traffic, and we really haven't been able to explore the upper range of the car beyond about 200 kilometers an hour, and currently the speed limit's 100 kilometers an hour, about 60 miles an hour in the US. But its foul weather performance has been excellent. The audience that this car is targeted towards will be happy to know that it's handling really poor weather and unexpected slowdowns when you come around the corner on the A3 and the traffic's slow and you nail the brakes. It does great. Tight parking spaces and parking garages and narrow European roads are a big reason that vehicles like the 2 Series Gran Tourer are popular in Europe. And this particular one has a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged diesel that's got 140 kilowatts engine, which equates to about 190 horsepower. As far as the torque goes, as you imagine with the diesel, it's got a lot more torque. It's got 400 newton-meters of torque. It's good for about 5 liters per 100 kilometers as far as the fuel range or the consumption. The interior of the 2 Series Gran Tourer is very luxurious. In fact, it looks typical BMW. It's got really nice surfaces. The leather's really comfortable. The seats are comfortable. The driving position is excellent. Everything when you're driving is right at your hand. Your turn signals, your radio controls, gear change if you want it. You can change the radio station. Everything is complete access to the driver, and you don't really have to take your eyes off the road. It has a very nice pop-up head-up display for the navigation. Navigation head unit is typical BMW iDrive. It's very self-explanatory, and it's very, very effective. As far as the interior size goes, it's very much a European customer oriented thing in terms of it seems small on the outside, but it's really got a lot of interior space. It's actually got seating for 7. The third row seats are 2 small jump seats, obviously for children, and if they're not in use, you can fold them down. You get dramatically increased cargo capacity. If you don't have passengers in the back seat, you can fold it down for even more cargo capacity, and it also kind of almost doubles as a small minivan in terms of its practicality. As far as the power goes for the driving, it's more than adequate for what it needs to do in terms of it doesn't, we're loaded down, 2 of us with luggage and photo equipment and cameras and video equipment and computers for all the stuff that we need at the auto show, and it has absolutely no problem swallowing all our gear. So the main differences you're going to see between the 2 Series Active Tourer and the Gran Tourer is basically back behind the B-pillar. So you have a much larger rear door here that allows easier ingress and egress, which is important for cargo and people and pets and animals. And then of course you have a little bit larger section right back here that gives you more storage in the trunk. The back, of course, is a very flexible cargo capacity because you have rear child seats that can be folded flat. In fact, the middle row section can also be folded flat and opens up to a very, very reasonably sized cargo area, and it really makes this a very flexible and versatile family vehicle. So we ran this car from Munich to Frankfurt and Frankfurt to Munich basically on one tank of gas. We went about 800 kilometers on one tank of diesel, and that's pretty impressive considering we drove between 180 and 190 kilometers an hour, which is around 120 miles an hour. And this really looks a lot like a family vehicle. I mean, it's a 7-passenger small, almost minivan in terms of its style, and it's exceedingly practical, and it's surprisingly fun to drive, and kept up with traffic on the interstate no problem, or excuse me, on the Autobahn without any problem. And you know, it revealed its true BMW nature in terms of its driving dynamics are still there, even though this is aimed at a very practical family-oriented vehicle market, and has typical BMW brakes. I mean, you come around the corner at 180 kilometers an hour, nail the brakes, pull the car down to about 120 kilometers an hour, and we did that over and over again and still maintained a reasonable gas mileage, and it was a very nice cabin, a fun car to drive, which is really remarkable given what BMW has crammed into the package. The 220 Gran Tourer is on sale now, and the base price is 26,950 euros, and very good family car.